What's up, guys? This is literally one of the biggest, if not the biggest trap for crypto for XRP that I've personally ever seen. And guys, I don't want you to fall for it. I want you to be prepared as best as possible for this last final quarter here of 2025, because I still believe that this is the quarter where a very big decision in crypto is going to happen. I want to show you the evidence. I want to show you what I'm right now doing, what I'm right now seeing here in the charts, in the technicals, on chain, all that stuff, guys. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that you need to be aware of right now. If you hold any XRP, if you hold any crypto, yes, I was under the weather for a few days. I feel a lot better right now. I'm very grateful for that. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, so there's a lot going on with XRP. I'm going to show you this in a minute. But first off, let me talk about the liquidity here in the immediate short term. And the liquidity for XRP is currently all the way on the top side. There isn't any liquidity below us. We took out all the liquidity from the long positions. They all got liquidated with this massive spike a few days ago. But what you can see right now is that all the liquidity is from short positions, piling up, I would say, between $3.30 all the way to $4 or so. And this is liquidity from short positions, stop losses, liquidation prices. So it is very likely that price is going to liquidate these positions sooner rather than later. So yeah, from this perspective, from a liquidity perspective, guys, there isn't any reason for us to go lower here in the immediate short term. Key level that we need to break here in the immediate short term to absolutely flip bullish and to confirm bullish reversal to the upside is actually around, you know what, to be very safe, $2.70. If we get accepted back above $2.70 for XRP, that would be amazing, because we have been trading on top of this range for a few months. We broke below it. Unfortunately, we are currently trading below it. So I want to see a very swift recovery, preferably this week already, back above 270. And then we can talk about further upside targets here for XRP. Now, what is actually the worst case scenario? What could happen there in the worst case for XRP? As I said, we had the biggest liquidation candle in crypto history, guys, even almost 10 times as big as the pandemic crash in 2020. We all know what happened afterwards. But yeah, worst case scenario for me is a double bottom for XRP and then straight off to the moon. So in the worst case, guys, we could fill up this wick here that we saw a few days ago, but then I expect massive upside continuation. So that is my worst case scenario in the immediate short term. Now, yesterday something very bullish happened because Jerome Powell gave a speech and he says quantitative tightening will end in the coming months. He hasn't been this dovish for a very, very long time, and this is historically an extremely bullish signal for risk on assets, as quantitative tightening is going to end for the whole market. So this is very bullish, guys, so pay attention to this. This is not a signal of a bear market. This is more likely a signal of at least a lot more upside for us to come, but that of course remains to be seen. The next chart that I want to show you is actually XRP's weekly time frame with the Gaussian channel enabled, and this chart goes back to 2013. And what you can see is that we are currently perfectly trading on top of the Gaussian channel at roughly $2.50 for XRP. Now, what happens if you lose the Gaussian channel? First off, guys, if you trade above the Gaussian channel, you're typically in a bull run. If you trade below it, yes, you're in a bear market. And if you lose the Gaussian channel in a bull market, so if you lose the support from the Gaussian channel, as we have seen here in, I think this was 2018, yes, we lost the Gaussian channel here, and that was actually the signal of a bear market. From that point onwards, we saw minus 84% for XRP, a significant bear market. Also here, guys, in 2021, the moment we lost the Gaussian channel as support, that was our confirmation of a bear market, minus 72% for XRP. And there's also an example here in 2015, the moment we lost the Gaussian channel, minus 74% for XRP. And we are right now, as I said, exactly trading on top of the Gaussian channel for XRP. So this is a key moment in time. This is the time to pay very, very close attention to crypto, to XRP. We want to see a very strong bounce, I would say sooner rather than later here for XRP and for the whole crypto market from this exact point onwards. And yes, I said that it is possible for price to form a double bottom before upside, but I just don't want to see any weekly candle closes below $2 and I would say 50 cents for XRP, as that could trigger more bearish momentum. So pay very close attention to all the signals right now. If you want to buy or trade your crypto, because I believe this is the moment of opportunity, I would highly recommend to do that over on Phemex or AscendEX. First two links down below in the video description of today's video. On Phemex, you can earn a $250 deposit bonus when you sign up. Basically, the more you deposit, the higher your deposit bonus. But you can also check out AscendEX, which has huge deals right now for my audience. For example, if you deposit $500 into your AscendEX account with my link down below, then you will receive a free futures trading bonus worth $100. And if you deposit $1,000, you will receive $200. And basically, the more you deposit onto AscendEX, the higher your bonus. Keep in mind, AscendEX has extremely low trading fees, which is a massive benefit. This can save you a lot of trading fees, and KYC is also not required on AscendEX. So check it out if you're interested, guys. First two links down below in the video description. The next chart that I want to show you is also on XRP's weekly time frame, and this is actually the weekly candle from last week, which actually closed on Sunday. And what you can see if we focus on the bull run from 2017 is that we had a similar huge wick on that exact weekly candle, and that was actually the low of that bear market. Yes, price went slightly lower in the weeks afterwards, but eventually we did saw that massive plus 13,000% in that exact bull run for XRP. So is something similar going to happen this time around? Most likely not 13,000%, of course, but a huge recovery and a massive Q4 here of 2025 is most likely going to happen. Of course, not financial advice. And another thing is actually that the funding rates across crypto have dropped to their lowest level since the 2022 crash. This is one of the most severe leverage resets in crypto history, according to Glassnode, guys. So this also shows you, together with that massive liquidation candle, that yeah, all the weekends are out of the market. Leverage got wiped out of the market, guys. And this is definitely a signal that is making me extremely bullish, guys. For those of you holding HBAR, this is a very interesting HBAR chart. This is the weekly time frame, and this is a chart that I made today. And if you take a look at all of these wicks here on the weekly time frame for HBAR, they either mark out the top of that exact bull run or a local top, or they mark out a significant local bottom or even a bear market bottom. You can see that here we had a top signal in 2020, and after that huge wick on the top side, HBAR dropped by approximately 78% in just a few weeks. And here also in 2020 we had a huge bottom signal with a massive wick to the downside here on the weekly time frame. And after that bottom signal, had you bought HBAR over here in this wick or even higher, you would have made plus 3000% had you held HBAR all the way through to the bull market top to all-time highs. Then also here in the all-time high of 2021, we also had a huge wick on the top side for HBAR, and in the weeks and months after, HBAR dropped by 92%. So you get a picture, guys. Right now we have the biggest wick on the lower side for HBAR's weekly time frame that we have ever seen. So this is most likely a significant local bottom for HBAR, and I think that price is gearing up for a monster rally to the upside. I'm definitely not selling right now because the risk reward ratio is just too good for me to sell my crypto at this point. Also here, if we look at the weekly time frame for XRP, I showed you this yesterday already, but it is always good to remind you guys of this very important metric, because here you can see the 50-week simple moving average in the color yellow, and XRP is exactly trading on top of this moving average here on the line chart, and you want to see a strong big bounce back to the upside from this exact moment in time. And here you can see it more clearly, guys. This is also XRP's weekly time frame, and in yellow we have that 50-week simple moving average. And basically, guys, the moment you lose that moving average, yes, that is really a signal that we should be worried, and that is actually a bear market signal for XRP, because the moment you close below it, I would say with 1 or 2 weekly closes, you tend to see lower lows and lower highs for XRP in the following months. So yeah, that is definitely something that we want to avoid. We don't want to see that, because yes, that would not be too bullish. But right now, guys, to be clear, we are still holding support here, $2.45, $2.50, somewhere in that vicinity, but we want to see a swift recovery back to the upside rather sooner than later. That was it, guys, for today's XRP analysis. If the video was helpful to you, don't forget to like, subscribe, of course. If you're looking for a platform to trade, to buy XRP, I would recommend AscendEX, link down below. Basically, the more you deposit, the higher your deposit bonus. For example, if you deposit $500 into AscendEX, you will receive a free $100 bonus as a future deposit bonus, basically. So check it out, guys. Also, don't forget to follow me over on IG, because I'm posting a lot of additional content and I'm planning to post a lot more content over there in the future. The link is down below. Check it out. For now, I want to thank you all for watching, for the support, of course. See you very soon in another XRP update. Bye bye.